All right, bonus round, 4-minute workout. We're here to change our concept of exercise physiology. Just as we've been blowing up the cholesterol stories, it's time for us to think differently about exercise. If you've been on the journey of trying to figure out how to move, it's the second most confusing thing in life, right behind what you're supposed to eat. And so you'll have opinions on aerobic, anaerobic, sprints, intervals, the whole thing. Everybody's got an opinion, and they hold them with religious intensity because they are the ones that are right about exercise physiology. This blows up the paradigm and creates such an easy concept around how we are going to transition to a regenerative health through such a simple, free, and readily accessible technique for releasing nitric oxide. No longer are we trying to build muscle or are we trying to create flexibility through our movements. All we have to do is release nitric oxide. And as we saw in the whole story around cardiovascular disease and its reversal, nitric oxide has the ability to wake up the entire vascular tree, start a regenerative process there to improve blood flow, which means better nutrient delivery, better oxygenation of the tissue, and more vigor at the muscle level. Nitric oxide, of course, also had all of those other benefits, including steroidogenesis, right? And so all that cholesterol that's now released in your healthy body capacity is transforming into testosterone, estrogen, progesterones, and the rest through the assistance of nitric oxide. And so this exercise is going to promote muscle building over not just the next 4 minutes, but over the hours and days that come after this exercise. For best results, you're going to do this 4-minute workout 2 to 3 times a day. And in so doing, you're going to discover a life you have been missing. We have tried this in nursing homes, we've done it in corporate work centers. Every time we do it, we see improved productivity, focus. At any age and any physical capacity, you're going to adapt this 4-minute workout for optimal function in your body. And so we'll do some changes to the basic mechanisms if you have shoulder problems, knee problems, hip issues, and the rest, and I'll show you those as a follow-up to the general exercise routine that I'm going to show you right now. The reason it only takes 4 minutes is because you have a tiny reserve of nitric oxide in that endothelium, meaning that if I work my quadriceps, my big muscles on the fronts of my thighs, to the point of oxygen deprivation, I'm going to release my entire nitric oxide reservoir in those muscle groups within 30 to 60 seconds. The deepest reservoirs I have in some of the big muscle groups might be as much as a 90-second release, but once I've worked for 90 seconds in an anaerobic environment, I'm going to be out of nitric oxide, and it's going to take a few hours for my body to rebuild those endothelial reservoirs of that critical nitric oxide dump. And so this exercise is going to give you the opportunity to do that 2 or 3 times a day, so that 21 times a week you could be releasing your total body nitric oxide to stimulate neurologic differentiation, better sleep quality, higher levels of growth hormone, testosterone, and the rest. Right now you may be going to the gym 3-4 times a week, and in so doing you're only releasing nitric oxide typically from a few muscles, and you're rarely working those muscles to a rapid anaerobic state, and so you may not even get a single nitric oxide release during that course of a week at the gym. This is a transformation of that. 4 minutes, 2 to 3 times a day, and suddenly 14 to 21 times a week, you are a nitric oxide machine. The more often you do this, the more you're going to find yourself less prone to the drug-like dependence that you have on the caffeine burst at 2 p.m. or at 6 a.m. when you wake up to try to get that brain moving. A nitric oxide dump will beat the coffee anytime, any place. Same with those simplified carbohydrates, the chocolate craving or whatever hits you in the afternoons or late evenings. A nitric oxide dump takes 3.5 to 4 minutes and you are in it. You are neurologically stimulated, your sleep that night's going to be better, and the rest. So it's a huge piece of the puzzle. The only risk that you have is it's too easy, and so you're not going to do it. I don't know why the brain works like that. If I showed you some complicated thing that was swinging weights and you had to do something and you had to get new fancy clothes in order to do that workout, you'd be more likely to do it. You can do this anytime, any place, because you're not even going to break a sweat. When we do this right, we're keeping the core body temperature at the ambient temperature so you don't shunt all your blood to your skin and start sweating. We're going to do this exercise so quickly, and we're going to be done so quickly, that 100% of this sudden increase in cardiac output is going to go right to the muscle. You are going to become a machine here. So let's show you the simple workout, and let's see if we can't change your mindset to do something simple 2 to 3 times a day to change your life. It begins with the legs, so we're going to engage some of the largest muscle groups in your body, with the gluteus maximus being the biggest one, those butt muscles there, and the fronts of your legs, the quads. And so a simple gravity-fed squat is going to give you activation of those big muscle groups. In addition, you're going to engage your back muscles to keep that posture upright. And a little bit of that chest out, shoulders back will start to engage the big latissimus dorsi of the back, the deltoids, and the rest. So chest out, butt back, drop into a squat. And you're going to a depth that's comfortable for you. If you got a knee problem, it starts to hurt too deep, just go more shallow. Because it turns out it's going to be the speed at which we do these, not necessarily the depth, that's going to trigger that anaerobic event and the nitric oxide dump we're looking for. So here we go with a set of 10. Ultimately, you can work up to a set of 20 or something like that, but we're going to do a quick set of 10 squats, and you're going to start to feel that burn. You're going to drop down, arms out, balance, and then come back up. And after you've done that a couple times, you start to get that feeling of your stop points that are comfortable for you. You're going to speed up. And we'll do that quickly to the tune of 7, 8, 9, and 10. And then you'll stop and you'll move to the upper extremities. You should feel just a trace burn going in those quads by the time you finish that quick 10 reps. And when we get them all tied together in a minute, we'll check in and see if that burn's happening. If it's not, then you might want to go to 12 or 15 reps, or you might want to just go a little bit deeper. Gravity's your friend. It's going to make this easy. Now we're going to move to the upper extremities. We want to, again, engage total body as we go in these exercises to avoid injury. If we go too fast and we're not engaged all the way through the body, it's not hard to kind of throw something off. And so engage your core first. Get the strap muscles on your back and, again, your shoulders back, chest out. In this neutral position now, you're stable, you're symmetric, and you're ready to start swinging the arms. We're going to start with what I call the tin soldier, which is that classic like Babes in Toyland. That's probably dating myself there all the way back to the black and whites there. But the tin soldiers that used to march around Babes in Toyland there, you get this effect of the 90-degree swing. So 90 degrees to the stopping point up top, 90 degrees to your side. And you want a pretty firm stop because that's going to engage the opposite muscle group as to what had just been engaged. And then you relax and get this opposite swing. So it'll be 10 on each arm. And we'll swing through that smoothly coming out of the squats with the same legs, buttock, core, strap muscles, chest out. You're all engaged and you finish off that 10. Next, we're going to go through the rotational exercise, the back and the shoulders. This is one of the most dynamic exercises in the group, and it's definitely my favorite because this is a motion that we do not do in the day. We spend so much time down here in the range of the mid-torso with our arm activities and the rest, and we are always looking down. So this is the big heart opening, the big extension of the front of your body here with this big upwards jumping jack-like rotation of the shoulders. So you're going to go to the top and you click your hands together. You can go to a fist if you want, or you just loosely tap them. And then you can go all the way down and tap them in the center right in front of your pelvis there. So that's the big 360 kind of snow angel effect that you're going after. And with that motion, again, you're going to make adaptation as you go. Remember to push out the chest, squeeze the shoulder blades together a bit, engage the core, keep your feet firmly planted. With that, you're going to speed up to the point where you start to feel that anaerobic activity in the back. You want that slight burn at the end of 10 or 12 reps. Finally, we're going to go into just an extension exercise straight above the head. And this one gets you that spine extension effect where you're starting to really stretch for the sky. And in the best case scenario, kind of a military press like action, I want you to picture your head and neck extending at the same rate of the arms so that you really get that full extension process. This is lighting up the whole chakra system, the whole electrical network through the core, from the floor of your pelvis to the top of your head. And so with this energy here, you're going to lift off, feeling that spine expand, and the speed at a point that by the time we're at 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, you're starting to feel that little bit of burn in the shoulders, back, etc. And so this is going to be the process. That's your 4 exercises that make up the 4-minute workout. And now we're going to tie it all together. And so we're going to start with the squats and then move to the upper extremities. And we're going to do this in pretty fast order because, again, I'm trying to run you out of oxygen with just 10 reps in each of these directions. So here we go into the squats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Make adjustments as needed. Engage the core, chest out, shoulders back. Big circle is going to be coming quickly, but we're going to start with that tin soldier. But I want that everything engaged as if you're ready to do that big rotation. So tin soldier, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. That's 10 on each arm. And so then we're going to go to the swing. Everything engaged. Shoulders back, chest out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Straight over the head. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And then you go back to the squats. I'll count them out. I'm not going to talk to you as much this time through. Concentrate on your form. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Arms at marching. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Big circles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Straight over the head. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Last set. It only takes 3. Nitric oxide release. That's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Arms. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And then big circles. Chest out, shoulders back, engage the core. 7, 8, 9, 10, straight over the head. Last one, make it burn. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Then you're going to relax. Shake it out a little bit. And I want you to close your eyes and feel your fingers. What are you experiencing in your fingers right now? What you're feeling right now is the effects of nitric oxide, that tingling in your fingers, and after a few seconds, the sense of puffiness in those hands. You've dilated blood vessels throughout your body and you're increasing oxygen and nutrient delivery to the whole system. Whatever you might be feeling in the tingling and everything else in your hands is actually happening in your brain as well. Your kidneys, your liver, everything is getting this nutrient dump that is so exciting. You're reinvigorated at the tissue level here. That nitric oxide reversing any cardiovascular damage, starting to increase those fundamental steroids within your endocrine system. You are turning back on just after that short 3.5, 4-minute workout. To adapt this to other environments, if you have shoulder pains in particular, the common one being kind of the frozen shoulder effect, this swinging arm motion tends to be the worst. And what we can do instead that can actually resolve for frozen shoulder in many of my patients is actually the opposite direction, where you go into a prayer position and you're supporting the damaged shoulder with the good shoulder via the hand, and you do the lift with your good shoulder. So you're lifting that hand straight above the head in that prayer position to assist that frozen shoulder, taking the pressure off of it. Straight up, and you'll be shocked that you can actually do that, because you're used to saying, I can't go above this, I can't go above this. But if you come into the center point and take the pressure off of that rotator cuff and do the work with your other arm, you're suddenly in full extension in a place where you may not have gotten your arm in years or decades. So as you go into that prayer position and up, you're going to break apart. And that's going to be the position for frozen or injured shoulders into that 4-minute workout. So instead of this motion here, you're just coming up the center and breaking apart. It's a passive exercise, but you're engaging the same motion. And after a couple weeks, you might find that you can start to go the other direction as the rest of the team might be doing. In addition, for the hip and knee problems, if the squats are just far too much for your tolerance level, then a simple chair position against a wall is an easy adaptation. So just lean against the wall, slide down into a chair position and hold that position for the 20-30 seconds while everybody else finishes their squats, and then you're back up and you're doing your upper extremities. So chair position and the prayer position are your adaptations for joint issues, and you're going to engage. Bare feet, whether you're in the mountains, the sea, or wherever you are, always get you extra credit. Grounding into Mother Earth, getting that huge electron dump through the surface of the planet is going to, again, reduce the inflammation in your body, speed the effects of nitric oxide, the cholesterol delivery of LDL, and everything you've learned about is going to be supported by Mother Earth herself. Bare feet gets you extra credit all the time. Don't forget about Naked Gardening Day. It happens every year. Look that one up and participate. We got to get outside. We need to get engaged. Let's reverse not just cardiovascular disease. Let's reverse the collapse of human biology and start to imagine a level of frequency shift, a level of vibration that we've never experienced before. Best of health. Enjoy the 4-minute workout.